Have you ever given up on a dream due to fear or limiting thoughts? Today on Success in the City, segment 2 of Villain Crushing, we're going to talk about the villains that prevent you to get the dream of homeownership. Today I also got our infamous Spiderman from New York, Tom Terrific, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about villain crushing and identifying your villains. But before I do, I've got to tell you my new name. It's Sully Fantastic, vowed by Spider-Man himself, so I'm going to be using that name from now on. Tom, would you please kind of give us a little bit more about villains and the villain crushing methodology?
Sure, I'd be more than happy to. I think a lot of us, we have fears, we've got people that say negative thoughts to us that really destroy our dreams. And if we let our dreams be destroyed, you know, we start living lives of excuses, of not wanting to do things that are important to us. We're going to hesitate, and we're just not going to get our dreams fulfilled. So the biggest thing we have to think about is, I think as a fellow superhero, is the word Ayator, and that's a core principle. And Ayator, again, as we talked about last week, stands for I am the one responsible. And what are we responsible for? Everything we do in our lives. And if we take that concept and we look at the villains in our lives and we say, you know, I'm going to sacrifice whatever it takes to crush those villains. Because believe me, once you have sacrificed to crush those villains, that pain of sacrifice is going to be gone. And all that we're going to be able to is remember the rush of victory.
The crushing of the villain.
In fact, they've got to be crushed without mercy.
Yes.
Every single time, Sully.
And a lot of times they're just thoughts in our heads, and that responsibility that you're talking about, it comes down to the number one resource we have is our own resourcefulness.
That's right.
And that kind of gives me a segue into talking about the villainous moments that prevent people from buying a home and actually feeling the power of home ownership. And a lot of times I see that there's these four main issues. We're going to be talking about one today, but the four are credit, which is a lot of times someone might have an issue in their past and they think it's going to prevent them from doing anything in the future. And the fear of the unknown is driving them, and they make it more complex rather than simple to be able to find their dream. Next, we have mortgage payments. People don't believe that their rent payment might actually be their mortgage payment. They think it's going to be a lot more to buy a home. And sometimes the property, they're thinking, you know what? I don't think I'm going to find that dream home. But if you don't look, how will you know? And you've got to kind of reach out to your agent partners, your loan officer partners, your motivational, your mentors in life to really kind of accomplish and defeat those limiting thoughts. The one I'm going to be talking about today in focus is going to be our down payment villainous thought. A lot of clients, especially those.
Yeah, that's a big villain.
And you know who feels it the most? It's those married couples. They start off their life, they put all their money into their wedding, and then they feel like they can't have home ownership for a decade, 5, 10 years, 15 years in the future. Through our federal grant program, down payment assistance program, I've had clients get into a home with less than $1,000 out of their pocket.
Wow.
And if they did not take that moment to realize that limiting thought and to actually ask the questions and remove the complexity, they wouldn't have found that simplicity. And trust me, when they got into that home, they did not remember any of the anguish of getting in there.
Nope.
So we want to just kind of continue this and stay tuned for more in our villain crushing episode. We have Tom, Spider-Man Terrific over here. We want to leave us with some last thoughts.
Tell you what, these villains do not deserve to be around. We got to crush them every chance we get. Every single chance we get.
And that's why you got Sully Fantastic on your side as well as Tom Terrific. Stay tuned for more at Success in the City.